We convene today for a critical national discourse on Nigeria's security challenges and good governance at the local government level. The escalating security challenges facing our country demand innovative solutions and candid discussions. The National Assembly, particularly the House of Representatives, recognizes the gravity of this situation and is firmly committed to exploring all viable options that will lead to a safer and more secure Nigeria for its citizens, especially at the local government level. Nigeria's federal system of government, characterized by the distribution of responsibilities, powers, and resources among the federal, state, and local governments, is akin to a pyramid. At the base of the pyramid are the local government councils, entrusted with the crucial task of delivering basic municipal functions and ensuring that governance reaches the grassroots. They are the first line of defense in our governance architecture, tracking communal, local, and grassroots challenges. The local governments envisioned as the bedrock of our democracy were meant to be the first responders to the needs of the people. Think of them as the foot soldiers in the fight for development, the ones ensuring that our fruits of our independence reach every corner of the nation. However, history often takes unexpected turns. Like a once mighty warrior whose shield has grown rusty, our local government system has faltered. The gaps in service delivery are wide, and the very people who need them the most, our rural citizens, are suffering. This, in turn, has fueled social unrest and violence, creating fertile ground for those who seek to exploit instability. As many political analysts and development experts have noted, the near absence or complete breakdown of governance at the local level has created ungoverned spaces. These spaces have been exploited by non-state actors, making life increasingly unbearable for our rural populace. This is a stark reminder of the urgent need to reform and revitalize the grassroots level of our politics. Efforts to address these issues through constitutional amendments by the 7th, 8th, and 9th National Assemblies were not successful. Various reasons have been cited for these failures. But what remains clear is that the situation has continued to deteriorate without effective alternative measures being put in place. The debate on state police, a topic on many minds, is a positive step. But security is just one piece of the puzzle. A strong local government delivering essential services and fostering a sense of community is the best defense against any threat. This national dialogue is our opportunity to come together just like our founding fathers did. Let us identify the challenges that cripple our local governments, from inadequate funding to a lack of autonomy. Let us learn from other nations, those who have successfully empowered their grassroots. The broad objective of today's national dialogue is to provide a platform for critical stakeholders to reflect on the governance framework at the grassroots, identify key challenges, and make recommendations on addressing these issues. Specifically, we aim to discuss the bottlenecks inhibiting effective governance at the local government level, ascertain the extent to which weak governance contributes to insecurity and other developmental challenges, galvanize public action for improved governance and service delivery at the subnational level, leveraging ongoing reforms like the debate on state police and the Constitution Amendment exercise, and build national consensus on the most appropriate strategies for strengthening local government governance. We must be bold. We must be bold. We must be innovative. And most importantly, we must be united. Only then can we revitalize local governance and ensure that every Nigerian, no matter where they live, feel the embrace of a caring and responsive government. In closing, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our partners and sponsors, the Partnership to Engage Reform and Learn (PEAR), funded by the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office of the UK, FCDO. Your support and collaboration are invaluable in our collective efforts to engineer good governance and security across Nigeria. Thank you all for your participation, and I look forward to our productive discussions. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and may He guide us in our deliberations today. These are actually the words of His Excellency, Right Honorable Benjamin Okeze Kalu, the one and only Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives. Thank you very much.
In 1992 report titled Governance and Development, the World Bank set out its own definition of good governance. It defined good governance as the manner in which people exercise in the management of the country's economy and social resources for development. Having identified good governance as pivotal for development, all the three tiers of government in Nigeria, the federal, state, and local governments, must strive to institutionalize and internalize the concept of social economic growth for stable polity. Nigeria has a total of 714 local government areas spread across the country. These are seen as viable instruments for development and for delivery of social services to the people as a result of their proximity to the grassroots. However, one can say that virtually all of them are experiencing the same challenges in terms of service delivery, effective governance, and so many other challenges that bother around the development of local government areas. The question as to whether local government autonomy is the solution to these problems is widely debated. Certainly that the debate will carry on until we determine the kind of government system we choose to adopt holistically. Do we adopt a more federal system of government where there are state governments versus the federal government? Or do we as a government retain more power in the center as we've seen from the past, considering our history of military dictatorship? I would like us to consider two different scenarios for the purpose of this discourse. Let us imagine a system of government that operates financial autonomy for local government. Some of the problems that I personally foresee that will afflict the local governments if financial autonomy is granted to the local government areas include the inadequate resources, especially in the urbanized local government areas. Local government areas which have a lot of staff strength, a lot of teachers in the urban areas, a lot of health workers, a lot of environmental workers. How do we equalize the amount of money that goes to each of these local governments, and what body will be in charge of doing that? Also, we have the problem of mismanagement and misappropriation of funds, simply put as corruption. Whether corruption exists in the national level, in the federal level, or in the state level, we identify it as true. So what negates the local governments from also having the same issues, especially when you're considering all 774 local governments in question? The local governments will be answerable to the federal government, which is one of the concerns of the state. Because, we know how that will work. And if the federal government is paying state governments these funds, what anti-corruption or anti-graft agency will be in charge of ensuring that they are properly investigated? Is it the AFCC? If it's the AFCC, the AFCC, would they be able to investigate 774 local governments, as well as the states, as well as the ministries, as well as the agencies? In an already cumbersome I believe that the EFCC already has so much in that. So will it also not be the state anti-graft agency that will do the work? So that is also for us to now deliberate on also. Also, we believe that there are issues of accountability and transparency which already challenge both the national and subnational level. Going by what we see during the oversight, either in the states or in the federal, the problems already persist in the incapacitated local government system. What I mean is that as of now, the local government do not have the autonomy, and we already see the blatant misappropriation and corruption that already exists in the local government level. Now let's imagine they have their full autonomy. I'm going to talk on two different scenarios. This is the first scenario. Okay, sir. I'll be fast about this. One can only imagine the extent of these problems, and once again, the resources given to them directly. Let us not forget the possibility of the federal government. Also, let us not forget this very important point. The possibility of local government usurping the roles of state government. And the popular saying goes that he who pays the piper dictates the tune. It's therefore the general belief of the state that the center can use the local government as an instrument against them. On the other hand, let us equally imagine a scenario where the state governments have the authority to determine the number of local governments they choose to have for their administrative purposes. For me, it is then that we will start enjoying the dividend of true federalism. So the issue of creation of local governments by state is yet another challenge. The problem of low revenue generation capacity for local governments is another issue as well. Although we have a lot of issues, time may not permit me to talk honestly from the view of the states and the subnationals as compared to the views of many other Nigerians. But this platform will give us an opportunity for us to deliberate and agree, sometimes to disagree, but together we will all determine the way forward for Nigeria, especially the national and the subnational level. I wish I had more time to explain myself, but thank you and God bless you.
Today, we have come together to discuss this important issue on the role of local government in Nigeria, particularly in the light of security challenge on the country faced over the last 2 decades. As a native from Borno State, I personally experienced the impact of insecurity and understand the importance of having strong local government structure to address such serious situation. The 1999 Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria has outlined the role and responsibility of local government in Nigeria. Over the years, there has been a push of national development to start at the grassroots level. As local government is recognized as a critical component to bring in democracy closer to the people. In every society, the foundation of peace and stability begin at the grassroots level, with the local government at the forefront of these efforts. As we gather here today, we must remember that politics is in local. Decisions made at the local directly impact to our daily lives by shaping our communities, school, quality of life, and most importantly, our safety. This underscores the importance of the tier of government as essential political institutes to deserve our attention. Therefore, to maximize the potential of local government, it is crucial to ensure that the tier of government have adequate resources and is equipped with transparent, accountable leadership. The importance of local government in Nigeria cannot be overstated, and it's through an effective local government that we can actively through progress and development. In conclusion, I must emphasize that the role of local government to ensure security is indispensable. By leveraging the unique position within the communities of local government can create safer, more resilient environment, and we must continue to support, strengthen the structure of local government to enable institutions to fulfill the crucial role in maintaining peace and security. Thank you for all your attention, and I look forward for productive deliberation. Thank you.
I will start by expressing my warmest greeting and best wishes on behalf of the House Committee on State and Local Government To the organizers of this program and the Office of the Speaker, House of Representatives, UK8, and PAL, on the occasion of the National Policy Dialogue on Nigeria's security challenges and good governance at the local government level. This timely and crucial dialogue could not be more pertinent as our dear nation is grappling with multifaceted challenges ranging from insecurity threat embodied by insurgency, terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, and communal clashes that demand comprehensive, collaborative, and forward-thinking solutions. The role of good governance at the local government level cannot be overstated in addressing these pressing issues and fostering sustainable development for all Nigerians. It is in this wise that I commend the organizers for their foresight in convening this important platform for discourse, knowledge sharing, and the formulation of actionable strategies to chart a new path forward by bringing together policymakers, security experts, community leaders, and other key stakeholders. This dialogue holds the promise of unearthing innovative approaches to enhance public safety, strengthen local government institutions with a renewed focus on strategies, transparency, accountability, and responsiveness to the needs of people, especially those at the grassroots, and empower citizens to be active participants in the governance process. As we navigate these complex challenges, I have the confidence that with unity of purpose, innovative thinking, and a steadfast commitment to the well-being of our nation and its people, we can overcome them. For us, at the state and local government, we are fully aligned to this objective, and our strategic action plan is replete with laudable outline ideas, which in the coming days and months, we will be collaborating with each and every one of you to further engage, profile, and deliver solutions to some of the identified challenges of our society. Therefore, let this national dialogue be a clarion call to action, a moment where we collectively recommit ourselves to the ideals of good governance, the rule of law, and the unwavering defense of our national unity and territorial integrity. The future of Nigeria depends on the decision we make, approaches we adopt, and the action we make here today and in the coming days. Let us rise to the occasion guided by the principle of justice, equity, and steadfast determination to build a more skilled, more prosperous, and more united Nigerians. I wish the organizers and the participants fruitful deliberation, and I'm confident that the outcome of this dialogue would significantly contribute to the betterment of our communities and the local government level and the nation at large. Thank you, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
There is consensus in the room and also among stakeholders that local governments are not performing optimally. There is also consensus that they perform a very, very critical role as provided for in the Constitution. However, their inability to perform that role has huge implications, including security. We've had discussion recently around creating state police, around enhancing national security, and all that. But some of us believe that insecurity is a symptom of deeper challenges. Insecurity is a symptom of underlying challenges, and until you address those root causes, we will continue to run around in circles. Everybody in this room lives in a local government. Whether you live in Abuja, wherever you live, we all live in a local government. And this morning, we are all gathered here to find a solution or array of solutions towards strengthening governance at that very, very important layer. I want to congratulate once again Nigerians for the courage to sit together in a room like this. And because we are here to dialogue, I want to plead with us to be patient with each other. We are not going to have just a single line of thought. We'll have different perspectives. But at the end of the day, we expect that we'll find common agreement, we'll find common ground, and collectively, we'll work towards addressing this issue.
There's no doubt this session is a very important session, and I think at the end of it, we may be able to come out with some resolutions that will improve good governance at the local government level and by implication, checkmating the challenges of security. There's no doubt local government is the nearest institution to the people. But before we understand the real issues, we need to know the functions of the local governments and what obtains at the moment. We need to understand the structure of the local government. We need also to understand the institutions that are stakeholders in the governance of local government, like the security situation, the DPO, the SSS, the traditional institution. You see, if we only concentrate on the local government per se, then we may be missing the point. Because good governance is also an issue of having strong institutions. If you don't have strong institutions, the few ones that you are concentrating on may not be able to succeed. For a local government, their responsibility, apart from providing services, infrastructural facilities, the issue of security. Now, they have the security committee, but is it really working? Is the DPO well funded? Some DPOs are not even staying in the local government. They're staying in the city. They come to the local government. Some of the SSS may not be staying in the local government. The traditional institution has broken down. People are behaving anyhow. All our forests, they are existing in a local government. Now our the forest is supposed to be to balance the ecosystem of the environment. But now the forest is now a city to bandits, and the forest belongs to a local government. What is happening? There are some settlements in the forest. The local government is supposed to know the settlements in the local government, because when it comes to population census, every hamlet is taken into consideration. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we need to look deeper into these issues. Thank you, and God bless.
I am deeply honored to convey this goodwill message on behalf of the NSA to this one-day national discourse on Nigeria's security challenges and good governance at the local government level, organized by the House of Representatives. This discourse is undeniably of utmost importance, considering the place of local governments in our national security and governance framework. The National Security Strategy 2019, a comprehensive document currently under review by the Office of the National Security Advisor, serves as a crucial guidepost in this regard. It underscores the inseparable link between security and development, and importantly, acknowledges the local government as a critical tier of government in executing national security policies. Local governments, the closest administrative bodies to the people, play a pivotal role in implementing policies that effectively tackle security challenges and foster good governance. These challenges are diverse and intricate, spanning from insurgency, kidnapping, militancy, oil theft, and banditry to communal conflicts and cyber threats. Indeed, we are at a moment of decision where your collaborative engagement and strategic foresight as critical stakeholders are essential to addressing these complex security challenges. The President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is already taking the lead in this direction, demonstrating his unwavering commitment and resolve. He has pledged to deploy the entire machinery of state power to ensure the security of lives and property of the citizenry. Moreover, the President has been very vocal in his charge for the military and other security agencies to intensify efforts at containing the multidimensional security challenges in the country. Similarly, the Office of the National Security Advisor has initiated periodic engagements with state governors and other key stakeholders. This is to ensure a proactive and coordinated approach to containing the myriad of security challenges and building a resilient society capable of withstanding and recovering from the security threats bedeviling the nation. Distinguished participants, we must remember that good governance is critical to the success of any security initiative. Therefore, this forum presents a golden opportunity for participants to share insights, strategies, and experiences that will help the government formulate actionable plans. As stakeholders, we must forge more robust partnership among governmental bodies and the communities we serve. Accordingly, in our discussions today, we should aim to, among others, enhance awareness of security challenges at the local government levels and their broader implications, develop comprehensive strategies adaptable to the unique context of different local governments, and then enhance the legislature's capacity to promote transparency, accountability, and inclusiveness in governance. Finally, I extend my deepest gratitude to the House of Representatives for organizing this event and to all the participants for their indispensable contributions. I believe today's engagement will catalyze transformative security and governance reforms that begin at the local government level and extend across our beloved nation. I wish you a fruitful deliberation and happy Children's Day. Thank you very much.
I would like to express my very profound appreciation to the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Right Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, PhD, for initiating this critical national discourse on the very critical issue that is central to the strengthening and development of our nation and our democracy, namely security and challenges inhibiting effective governance at the local government level, and so on. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, ensuring the security of the nation and its people remains one of the primary goals of governance. Security is therefore a precondition to human coexistence, growth, and stable development of any nation. Good governance, on the other hand, enhances and sustains security. Thus, the two concepts are interrelated and interdependent. The vexed issue of enhancing good governance at the local government levels, as well as debate about the future of local government, has attracted many conferences, seminars, workshops, dialogues, and commissions due to their perceived inefficiency, ineffectiveness, and non-performance. I will, however, summarize my contribution under the following 5 points premise, namely, why local government justification or rationale for the local governance. In other words, is there any necessity for it? What does the law say about local governance? Did the constitution or law provide for it? If yes, how are we implementing the constitutional legal provisions? Are there problems or challenges in the way we are implementing the constitutional legal provisions? What are those problems? What are the solutions, recommendations to the observed problems or challenges? I'm saying this because that was the invitation extended to me. So if I exceed 5 minutes, it's not because I want to go against what is now coming up. What the original assignment given to me is what I am discharging. And I said on the first point, namely the necessity or justification for local governance, I respond as follows. The local government system exists in virtually every country of the world, often under different names, structures, and level of governmental authority. Their existence stems from the need to facilitate grassroots or local development and the extension of national development. Accordingly, the idea of local government stems from the fact that it is the closest government to the people in a democratic setting. For this reason, it is imperative that it is effective and efficient in the discharge of its responsibilities to the people to enable it perform its task to the satisfaction of the citizens. The nearness of local government to the people places them in a position, unique position, where they can easily articulate and aggregate the demands of the people. A government operating at the grassroots level is indeed more likely to be attracted to the needs of more likely to be attached to the needs of the people. Decentralization contributes to stability in that it enables the government through local governance to respond better to the specific needs of their constituents, thereby promoting stability. Then the second one is the constitutional and legal framework. The Constitution provides in Section 7 of the existence of local government authorities. Creation of new ones is under Section 83(8), subsection 3, and the way they are to be funded is contained in 162. Then Section 7, subsection 5, and the functions are stated in the 4th schedule. 1999 Constitution made the local government more dependent on the state governments by virtue of Section 7.1. Some scholars have described the nature of the relationship between the state and local government as a kind of military chain of command approach to governance. These have seriously affected the level of performance of local government. It has been a significant factor leading to the general failure of local government, as well as an excuse for suspending representative institution. On the third point, relating to how we are implementing the constitutional legal provisions of local government, I will say we are doing it more in breach than in compliance. In spite of the constitutional provisions that were meant to safeguard local government's autonomy, there have been cases of arbitrary dissolution, abolition, and fragmentation of local government by the higher tiers of government, particularly the state government. The provisions of the Constitution under Section 162, subsections 5 to 8 on the state local government account, which empower the state assemblies to decide the revenue to their local government, facilitated state encroachment on local revenues. Cases of states hijacking of local government revenues are banned from 1999 till date. In consequence of these weak constitutional provisions, the lifespan of the local government councils is at the mercy of the state governments. There is no consistent pattern of local government elections. Some state governors dissolve their local governments and appoint caretaker committees at will. There are several cases of abuse of joint account by different state governments across Nigeria. This has undermined the financial autonomy of the local government, as well as their ability to deliver on their statutory responsibilities. Now, on the fourth point, relating to the observance of problems or challenges, the way we are implementing the constitutional framework and what those problems are. Under a true federal structure, the autonomy of a local government is adequately guaranteed. However, one of the persistent challenges of Nigeria's federalism is the persistent failure to grant autonomy to local government as the third tier of government. Although the local government as the third tier of government in Nigeria and as enshrined in the Constitution is ostensibly meant to serve as an institutional framework for effective service delivery to the grassroots and the overall national development, the local government in Nigeria have been performing poorly in provisions of essential services to the people due to absence of autonomy. The 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria did not provide adequately for the political autonomy of the local government. The resultant effect of these inadequacies are that the state governments have the discretion to determine the nature, content, and direction of local government election and political activities. The failure of the Constitution to articulate a clear line of authority to both the state and local authorities and the continuing debate over the involvement of the state government in disbursing or distributing local government allocations from the federation account has affected the capacity of local government to provide essential services at the grassroots. Rather than function as a tier of government, local government have been operating as an appendage of the state governments in Nigeria. The constitutional provision on state joint local government account, section 162, subsections 5 to 8, have placed a local government council in potential political bondage. Politically, due to the flaws in the electoral process in the country, what obtains now is a virtual selection and not election of local government functionaries. Local government chairmen are always imposed on the people by the state governors. There is no debate about this. We are all living witnesses to what is happening at the state level. This erodes the three elements of good governance at the local government level, which are citizens' participation, transparency, and accountability. The imposed chairman will be accountable only to his appointer, that is the governor, rather than the people. This results in lack of transparency and non-involvement of citizens. High-level and rampant corruption. The absence of administrative and physical autonomy for local government created a dependency situation than independent one conceptualized under a true federal system of government. The local government in many instances have continued to suffer physical emasculation in the hands of the state government. In all these unwholesome abuses, Section 7 and Sections 162 of the Constitution, among others, have been an escape route for many state governments to manipulate the local government and reduce him to a mere department in the governor's office. State joint local government account has been anti-development instrument used to frustrate every progressive and patriotic action to make the local government work since the return of the country to democracy in 1999. And the situation is so serious now that I understand that some local government chairmen will have to book in advance that they needed money for stationery for the next allocation. And finally, what are the solutions to the observed problems and challenges? Local governments are created by the Constitution. Accordingly, in a tiered system like ours, constitutional amendment is imperative before a new system of local government administration can be instituted. Good governance at any level of governance is not possible without the transfer of authority, responsibilities, capacity, and resources. This is even more so for the local government. Accordingly, constitutional reform should, and it is recommended, should come, among other things, aim to increase physical and administrative autonomy of local government system to enhance its effectiveness and efficiency. Physical autonomy should be balanced with physical restraint by strengthening the internal control system, processes, and infrastructure for public financial management. Ensure inclusiveness and citizens' participation in governance of local government. Allow the legislative arms of the local government to decide what they should do with revenue accruing to them. Need to capacitate local governments for effective governance. Capacity building involves equipping local government officials with necessary skills and knowledge to perform their duties. Control corruption and institute transparency and integrity in financial accountability of local government. Transparent and accountable governance foster public trust, while efficient service delivery enhances legitimacy and stability. Investing more in local government administration with institutionalized internal and external oversight. Ensure adherence to rules of law by upholding the principles of justice, fairness, and accountability. In conclusion, the ability of local government to perform developmental functions, particularly in a federal setup like ours, revolves around the nature of the relationship between the federal, state, and local government. A major reform of the local government system will invariably require an alteration of the Constitution and other incidental legislations touching on local government administration. On the other hand, constitutional alteration can only be achieved through consensus building and communality of purpose between the three tiers as the three arms of government. We are therefore challenged to play our respective roles when called upon to do so. The best time to do it is now. To achieve this, many experts have proposed that there is need for scrapping the State Independent Electoral Commission. Their functions and powers should be transferred to the Independent National Electoral Commission because the State Independent Electoral Commission remains an appendage of the incumbent governor and it behaves as such. So I will say that this is perceived as the root cause of the problems of local government administration in Nigeria. I have not seen any state where local government election is conducted, however poorly the governor or the government may have performed, that will not return the members of the political party as the winner of the election. I am not saying it is not possible, but what we see does not augur well for the continued existence of local government. I would like to commend the leadership of the House of Representatives for this bold initiative, which not only signifies an intent, but also the desire to fully reposition our governance structure and systems, which will enable us to find lasting solutions to our enduring security and governance challenges. I happily look forward to further engagements on this crucial issue with the leadership and members of the House of Representatives as with the National Assembly at large. I would like to thank you for giving me this platform.
I am delighted to address you all at this important national discourse on good governance at the local government level and the intersection with security and national growth and development. It is gratifying to know that the President, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, fully endorses this important forum and is looking forward to the outcome of our discussions today. The President had personally wanted to be with us this morning, but for the grueling schedules of this week to commemorate 25th year of unbroken democracy in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished colleagues and honored guests, there is no more opportune moment for this dialogue than on the eve of the first anniversary of our government. It is fitting, therefore, that I begin by congratulating President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his APC-led administration on this milestone. Over the past year, amidst complex and multifaceted challenges, our government has taken bold and necessary actions to address the key and historical issues hindering Nigeria's development. While the immediate effects have been distressing for many, I firmly believe that these actions, which have already begun to yield positive results, will soon set Nigeria on a path of recovery, a path of growth, a path for sustainable development. Above all, I congratulate all Nigerians for the unwavering faith in democracy and dedication to defending it over the past 25 years. Congratulations to Nigerians. A critical component of the President's renewed hope agenda is the integration of local government into the mainstream of governance in Nigeria. In a significant move, the federal government recently instituted legal action against the governors of the 36 states at the Supreme Court, addressing alleged misconduct in the administration of local government areas. This suit, filed by the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, seeks full autonomy for all local government system. This action underscores the President's profound commitment to this issue. One he is intimately familiar with from his tenure as Governor of Lagos State. The English political theorist and economist Harold Lasky beautifully summarizes the rationale and relevance of local government. He states that we cannot realize the full benefit of democratic government unless we begin by the admission that not all problems are central problems. Local problems require immediate decision at the place where they occur and where the problem is most deeply felt. Therefore, the essence of local government is to ensure local solution to local problems using local resources. Based on the same logic, the 1999 Constitution considers local government as the basis of grassroots development and governance. Section 7, subsection 3 of the Constitution provides that it is the duty of the local government council to participate in economic planning and development of the area under its jurisdiction. This position is also reiterated in paragraph 1, sub 1 of the fourth schedule to the Constitution. Ladies and gentlemen, the failure of local government is well known to us. Despite the extensive provisions of the 1999 Constitution regarding the existence and the functions of local government, that tier of government has failed to live up to its billing. Some of the most significant challenges impeding their ability to fulfill their constitutionally assigned roles include the covert usurpation of local government function by state governments, lack of financial autonomy due to the state joint local government account, political instability from tenure irregularities, and pervasive corruption. Currently, more than half of the 774 local governments operate under caretaker committees, violating constitutional mandate for democratic management. These issues, among others, have weakened local governance and allowed insecurity to thrive. In fact, many have argued that the myriad challenges facing Nigeria today, including widespread insecurity, are linked to the non-existence or weakness of governance at the local government level. Addressing these challenges is crucial for fostering good governance and strengthening national security. Honorable colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, the issues of national security and good governance at this level, therefore, deserve very serious attention. We cannot be talking about national security and development if our local governments remain insecure, mismanaged, and underdeveloped. This national dialogue today, coming at the heels of the recently held retreat on national security and state police, gives us the unique opportunity to focus attention on the local government. It is a well-known fact that the current security challenges have impacted more adversely on the local government areas than on any tier of government. Since the return to democratic rule in 1999, the National Assembly has consistently championed the cause of local government autonomy. One of the earliest efforts was the introduction of the Local Government Reform Act, which sought to clarify the roles and responsibilities of local government and ensure their independence. This was followed by various constitutional amendments aimed at strengthening the financial and administrative autonomy of local government. Despite facing numerous challenges and opposition, especially from some state governments, the National Assembly has remained steadfast in its commitments. A landmark achievement in this regard was the passage of the Fourth Alteration Bill, which, among other things, proposed amendment to the 1999 Constitution to grant financial independence to local government. This bill mandated the direct allocation of funds from the Federation account to the local government, bypassing state governments at all times. Although this bill faced hurdles in gaining the required concurrence from the state houses of assembly, it marks a significant step forward in the quest for local government autonomy. During the fifth alteration in the Ninth Assembly, the bill failed to meet the required two-thirds as most states voted against it. We in the 10th National Assembly are determined and we are committed to ensuring local governments are recognized and sufficiently empowered to perform their constitutionally assigned roles. As contained in our legislative agenda, the House will continue to play a crucial role in advocating for and enacting the necessary legislative framework to ensure that local governments are granted the autonomy they rightfully deserve. This is not just a legislative duty, but a commitment to the democratic aspiration of the Nigerian people, as well as the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. For this reason, I call on all governors to put Nigeria first and collectively support the President in the quest to grant full autonomy to local governments. We must definitely resolve the controversy surrounding the status of local governments by providing the framework needed to ensure their optimal operation. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished colleagues, let me conclude my remarks by re-emphasizing that we are well aware of the problems that hinder the optimal performance of local governments. Numerous solutions have been proposed and debated extensively over the past decades. The key issue now is not to repeat and rehearse these arguments, but to agree on the next steps and to agree to build a strong consensus and to ensure the political will necessary to implement these changes are sufficiently in place. It is imperative that all stakeholders gathered here and beyond here, especially the governors, commit to this cause with unwavering determination. Let me reassure you that the outcomes of this national dialogue will receive the full attention of the House of Representatives and its Committee on Constitutional Amendment. Finally, we sincerely thank all the esteemed organizations and individuals who have supported the House in organizing this event, notably Pearl, UKAID, NULG, Algon, and the House Committee on Local Government and Public Sector Institutions. I thank you all for your participation. Let the conversation begin. May God bless you and bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
I stand to represent Mr. President on this very important occasion, and I read his address. I am delighted to address you today on two critical issues at the heart of our national quest for progress, development, and prosperity. The challenges of our national security have persisted over time, posing threat to our safety and well-being as a nation. The scourge of insurgency, terrorism, banditry, and other forms of criminality have inflicted untold suffering on our people and undermine our collective peace and prosperity. It is imperative that we confront those challenges head on if we are to move forward in our journey towards development. While various measures have been proposed and implemented, it is evident that ensuring the security of our people and nation is a collective responsibility that requires the active participation of government at all levels, as well as the active collaborations of citizens. It goes without saying that the worst hit by those security skirmishes in the rural areas, as our local populace and economy continues to be unsettled by enemies of the state. Well, I make bold to say that since assumption of office, we have made significant strides and achieved remarkable results in our effort to secure our nation. So much more needs to be done, particularly by governments within the local areas where those attacks are prominent. It is in this wise that I find today's discourse very crucial as we seek a plausible solution to this nagging national challenge of insecurity. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we delve into this all-important conversation, I would like us to explore the nexus of good governance, human security, and national security, which is at the core of this convergence. Those three elements are intricately linked and play very important roles in shaping the stability, prosperity, and overall well-being of the nation. To start with, the stability and prosperity of any nation are intricately linked to the quality of its governance. Good governance is essential for ensuring that the resources of the nation are managed effectively, productively, and transparently. When leaders act in the best interest of their citizens, uphold the rules of law, and promote accountability, it creates an environment where all individuals can thrive. This not only fosters economic development, but also enhances social cohesion and reduces the risk of conflict within a society. A well-governed state is better equipped to address internal challenges such as terrorism, insurgency, and communal violence. Thus, through policies and programs that prioritize the well-being of the people and ensure that individuals meet their basic needs, government can mitigate the root cause of conflict and promote peace within their borders. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, absence of good governance leads to widespread corruption, political instability, economic disparities, and social unrest. These factors not only undermine human security by depriving individuals of their basic needs, but also pose significant threat to national security by fostering conditions conducive for conflict and extremism. On the other hand, human security is intrinsically linked to good governance as it focuses on protecting individuals from various forms of harm, such as poverty, disease, violence, and environmental degradation. Without adequate human security measures in place, people's lives are at risk, and their rights violated, and their dignity is compromised. It is imperative to recognize that the promotion of human security has emerged at the central focus of new development paradigm. In today's world, we understand that simply building arms and ammunition does not guarantee peace and security and political stability. True national security lies in eradicating hunger, diseases, poverty, and unemployment through sustainable development programs. Those factors hold key to achieving enduring national security. While fortifying our security walls with the latest equipment and gadgets and assigning security professionals to protect our populace are essential measures, they will amount to nothing if we do not address the underlying threat of hunger, disease, poverty, unemployment, political and economical exclusion, and lack of social amenities. Local governments, being the closest government to the people, are strategically positioned in promoting human security by delivering essential services like healthcare, education, sanitation, and social welfare programs directly to communities where they are most needed. They are important in ensuring that our communities are safe, prosperous, and resilient. Therefore, it is incumbent upon us to strengthen our local government system to effectively address those challenges. By empowering local government authority with the necessary resources and capacities to implement sustainable development initiatives, we can create a more secure and stable nation. It is imperative to acknowledge that security is fundamentally about human beings first and foremost, not just the state. After all, it is individuals who make up the state, not the other way around. Sadly, the state of our local government system in Nigeria is a cause of concern, as its degradation and incapacitation have contributed significantly to our developmental setback and our inability to effectively address the prevailing national security threat. We find ourselves trapped in a paradoxical situation where the very areas most affected by security crisis are rendered powerless and unable to mount any meaningful resistance or defense. Local governments are the front-line defenders against insecurity, as they are closest to the people and possess intimate knowledge of their communities' needs and challenges. This is why some have advocated for community policing as a finesse to our internal security challenges. Accordingly, we must prioritize effort at strengthening this important tier of government in our nation if we are to address our critical national challenges. Doing this requires legislation that safeguards and enhances the autonomy and effectiveness of this vital tier of government. The need for such action has become even more urgent in the light of the widespread abuse of the local government system by subnational governments. While Section 7 of our Constitution clearly outlines the existence and nature of local government, its implementation has unfortunately served to undermine rather than fortify the local government structure. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is in light of the foregoing that our administration is committed to implementing measures aimed at bolstering the local government system. This commitment is deeply rooted in our bottom-up development approach, recognizing that sustainable development, national security, and prosperity can only be achieved when every level of government functions effectively and accountably. We must realize that the local government system is not just a matter of administrative convenience, it is cornerstone of our national security architecture. By empowering local governments to fulfill their mandate efficiently and ethically, we create a solid foundation for ensuring safety, stability, and well-being of Nigerians. On this note, I wish to commend the House of Representatives and its partners, including the UK International Development and PAR, for putting up this very important national dialogue, which we hope will come up with plausible measures that will foster the rejuvenation of the local government system in our dear nation. As a government, we are eagerly awaiting the outcome of this dialogue and pledge to play our own part accordingly. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am therefore honored to declare this national dialogue open, and I wish us all fruitful deliberation. Thank you. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.